Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What's a crack-a-lack-a-lactating? I'm Protodead, and we've got the second part of the multimedia and things that we love podcast with Sins and Quanix. We were just closing up talking about some video game stuff, New World and Escape from Tarkov. And coming up next, we're going to share a story from our past, a crazy personal story. So if you want to hear a crazy story from Quanix, Sins, or myself, you better stay tuned and drop a like if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it. Follow for more content. Leave a comment down below expressing any other feelings that you might have. Share this video, it helps me out a lot. I'm Protodead, and let's get into this.
Faux show.
So
Well,
yeah, I know you had you had asked me before we started all this and got in here that
uh-oh.
do I remember a story, a really crazy story, and I do, and I've got a good story.
Oh, geez. You want to share that with us now?
Yeah.
Do it.
So a long while back, and this kind of goes into a little bit of gaming as well. I know back in the day, I don't know if you guys have ever played, the Halo or Halo 2 or Halo 3 at all.
Nope.
The original first person shooter, one of the widely known first person shooters from Master Chief on the Xbox. I was really into that, and I know I was really into Star Wars at the same time. So around that time, years and years ago, this is when me and my wife had just recently gotten married. We'd been married probably about 2 years maybe or so, and we were living here in Florida, and we were living in a really closely housed neighborhood. Um, and I used to go outside and, smoke a cigarette on the front porch every now and then. Well, I was out there and I see like two houses down this, uh, group of guys that I always, just kind of wanted to hang out with. I thought they were kind of cool or whatever, but I just never got up, the gumption. I would just, see them go in and out or wave at them, coming down the road or whatever, but I never really talked to them. I guess just kind of shy kid in the neighborhood, don't want to go and talk to the other friends, but um, it eventually worked out for the better. I was out there, uh, I guess earlier that year, I think it was around Christmas time, I had gotten one of those Force FX lightsabers that you could swing around and you turn it on and it goes, bzzz, and makes a
Mm-hmm.
sound and everything like that. Um, and my brother-in-law, he was living with us at the time, and um, he had gotten one. I had gotten one. We kind of played with them around a little bit, and they were just in the house. And I'm, nighttime. I'm out on the front porch smoking a cigarette, and I see these bunch of guys. They drive up to their house and they get out and they're just out there talking and everything. And I see one of them pull out a lightsaber out of the car, flick it on in the middle of the night, and he starts swinging around a little bit, and another one, he turns his on, and I see them kind of swinging it around. A couple of houses down, I'm still smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, okay, they've got those Force FX lightsabers, and then they all go in the house, and didn't see them for like another week or whatever, and then I'm out there smoking a cigarette on the porch again, and they all come out and they're all just like standing out by the road talking. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna pull something here. So I run inside and I say, hey Billy, grab your lightsaber, run outside. And I grab mine. He said, what? Okay. And I go running out the door, and I turn mine off and I just go walking straight out into the middle of the road. I turn, I look at the group of dudes. I know they kind of see me, but they're like, two houses down. And I just do a stance, just hit my lightsaber. All you hear, from down the road is, oh, hell nah, it's on like Donkey Kong. And you see three dudes just immediately bolt for the house.
Mm.
So I'm standing out here with my lightsaber, and Billy comes out, and I said, "Turn your lightsaber on," and he turns his on, and like not even 30 seconds later, all three of these dudes, you see these lightsabers turn on, and I mean it's a dark street, and as soon as these guys turn on lightsabers, we just all start trucking down the road towards each other, and never met these guys before in my life. always just waved at them, never knew who they were. And then we just clash in the middle of the road and just start having this massive lightsaber battle. One dude's got a blue one guy's got a short green one, the little Yoda one.
Mm.
We start going at it. Come to find out, they played Halo 2. And one of them worked at a movie theater. And we started hanging out, playing Halo a lot. We did the campaign a bunch, and did a lot of multiplayer sessions, even LAN settings and stuff. But eventually, it got real late at the movie theater that one of the guys was working at, and he was the manager. And we all went up there with an Xbox and got in one of the theater rooms and hooked the Xbox up to the projector, had wireless controllers for like 4 of us, and did massive split screen on a theater screen.
Damn.
And I think that was, as far as pertaining to gaming, that's probably one of the craziest things that I've ever done. And even still to this day, like, I think it was Halo 2 or 3 that we played and did that with. But then even later on, we got together and did Halo Reach and went through the campaigns together. And I still know these guys, but that was a really crazy story a long time ago. I know it doesn't have much to pertain to exactly what we're talking about, but I mean, I really enjoyed, just having other people that I could play with, because I didn't really know too much of anybody when me and Katie were around that time. I really didn't have any friends that I was playing games with, or even was remotely thinking about the MMO scene or anything like that. But that really got us into a group setting where we'd always play, on a weekly basis and stuff like that. And I think a lot of these, newer games that are coming out need to engage the player base, and not only just, New World, but I hope Tarkov has some type of system in it later, instead of just Discord and, having players having to go out and find each other. I know there's a lot of players out there that just play solo and they don't have anybody else to play with. I really just hope, some of these games make it easier for gamers to get together and just play. Because back in the day, you had to go to somebody's house to play. There wasn't really an internet thing. And then there was Xbox Live, and sure, you got, some friends and stuff there. But, now we've got these games out here to where we can be side by side, for hours on end, exploring and, doing all this type of stuff. I really want, like I was talking about earlier, I really want something to jump out and, like you were saying, grab you by the boo-boo and get you involved and get us some of these situations that we know to love.
Here. Totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool to have a game that draws people together and makes it easier to meet other people and stuff like that. H1Z1 was that for us for a long time, I think, and I'm not saying that I'm looking for another H1Z1 game, but another game that you can just be a part of, and it's like it's actually a community of people instead of just a bunch of enemies all the time.
So yeah, back in H1, it was the VoIP system, of being able to talk to the guy next door, and they do the same thing in DayZ. But
Yeah.
Tarkov's been talking about a VoIP
Well,
system for a while now.
DayZ, you didn't have a place you could build anything until way later on.
Yeah.
Right, and still even now, I don't think they have like a big building system. That's like the big thing with that, is like it's like a lot of things have to be, I don't know. It's hard for
Yeah, I think it's modded servers for DayZ for building and stuff.
Yeah, I think there are some modded servers out there that maybe have taken some cues from Arma and how Arma does base building or setting up a forward operating base and shit like that. But I wouldn't mind doing some DayZ stuff in the future and trying to figure out how far they've come on that game. I'm really curious, since Dean Rocket Hall left the development of Bohemia and that game, since he was the brainchild, but he fucking bailed on his own project.
Really?
Yeah, Dean Rocket Hall was the creator of the DayZ mod, and he was the one that brainstormed that whole concept, DayZ mod for Arma 2, and then he got some funding and joined Bohemia Interactive, and then they started making the DayZ standalone, and after like 6 years of development, he fucking bailed and went to make his own gaming company and gave them DayZ. He doesn't have the rights to DayZ anymore, and he's now making Icarus. I forget the name of his company, but he's making Icarus, which is another game I'm keeping my eyes on.
Didn't they remaster or something DayZ just recently?
I don't see how they could remaster it. It's not even fucking released yet.
I think they did something to it, some kind of new system or the new.
They might have
I don't
done
know
an
if
update, but I mean, fuck. That game is another one that's caught in development hell.
That's the that's the death, man. Pre-release, people got to stop fucking doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't release an early access alpha. Just do what Tarkov did and release into beta. Tell everybody it's beta, and then they're okay with it. No,
steer
don't.
clear of that alpha.
Yeah, don't steer killer. Yeah, don't worry. This game is not an alpha. Trust me, guys. It's beta. It has beta right on the front.
Beta.
Beta.
No, any pre-release is like fucked. All of them were. Even H1Z1 was pre-release.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the bleeding edge of the new experience, right? But hardly any games can actually get to full release and deliver. Rust was one of the only ones that did it.
They do it well too.
I think they kind of went past being just on the skin of their teeth or riding by the seat of their pants and pushed it forward into a better area that it is now, and pushed it over to 1.0. And I'm kind of glad that they did that, and it's kind of refreshing to see a company do that. But I don't see a lot of companies now doing something like that. It seems like a lot of them are just riding on the, on the knife's edge of, is their game going to make it or is it not? And they just don't want to believe it. And they're not doing anything to make it better.
Yeah, man. If they release an early access and you bought access to play it, they don't owe you. As far as I know, they don't owe you a finished product at all. So if they don't make it, they bail on it. They finish. I mean, you're just fucked out of money. I mean, look with H1Z1, we didn't get our money back.
No, and they completely changed the game as far as Just Survive is concerned, right before they, or a while before they stopped funding it and took the servers offline. They completely changed it and made it, just a complete shit show. Not to say that a lot of things were wrong with it previously to them.
Yeah, but the game that was released that we got that I remember was done by Sony.
Yeah.
Right?
Sony then sold Daybreak.
Mm-hmm. And then they sold it to Daybreak, right? And then Daybreak fucking ruined it.
Yeah. You could say the same thing about PlanetSide. I mean, I've been playing PlanetSide since it was owned by SOE. And I remember them talking about so many different things. And the difference between having SOE with a dedicated developer group of, if you were really into the game at that period of time, you almost knew all the developers by name. Now, with it being a Daybreak Games company game, you don't know anything of what's going on, and you've got a community manager that feeds you this information of what they're going to do next and stuff like that. And it doesn't really even sound like they're listening to the player base that much anymore. It just seems like they're just feeding people more content so people will buy a subscription or whatever, because it is a subscription based game. But that was the downfall. I remember watching H1Z1 being made on Twitch streams, and the developers actually creating a lot of the things that we saw whenever we played H1 back in the day. And I was so hyped for the game. I was like, oh man, a zombie game with, some of these things from PlanetSide. Oh, geez, that's going to be great. And we played it and we loved it, and it was great. And then they took it away for some odd reason. And then, I could probably figure out that reason, and money. was probably a big reason. But, you know, that's what we deal with now is that we're just getting fed, you know, odd bits of content on PlanetSide with the hopes of them either progressing this current game into something that they're going to evolve it into in the future or PlanetSide 3, you know. But that's just left up to those games or those developers. And we don't really have control over it.
Nope. Nope, we sure don't. Well,
Hopefully, though, with New World, as much as they're listening to the player bases of right now, that hopefully we can help them along, especially with the amount of you know, capital that they have to put behind an MMO like this. Hopefully, that's going to turn out to be a real gem, a real, you know, solid environment for MMO gamers and people that don't even really like MMOs to, you know, or have never played it to jump in and find something different that they enjoy.
yeah. Yeah, Jeffrey Bezos has a lot of money. Yep.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, shit, put me on a rocket and let me fly in the outer space for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I heard he
Cool.
got really, he was like the second richest man the second rich man or whatever to reach space, but you know, he was depressed the whole time. He won't show it. But he cried a little tear because he was no longer the richest man on Earth when he was out in space.
Oh my God,
Because he left.
river.
Yeah, because he left Earth. He was like,
Oh,
"Oh
man.
no, I got to hurry up and get back."
That's a joke.
What a yeah. Wah, wah.
Uh,
Okay. Story time. I'm gonna tell my story. I got a crazy story. It's short and it's real quick. I worked at a mall for a long time, so I would go to the mall and just hang out and do whatever. I wasn't a mall rat, but I'd go there with buddies and shit since I knew the mall, I knew where to go, and we could go see a movie and stuff like that. Because I worked at the movie theater, and so I was there with my one of my high school buddies. His name was Shane Glickoff. True last name Glickoff, and it's spelled exactly like you'd think. And he was there with his new wife and his baby, and we were going down the second floor escalator, and the baby's in the little carriage and shit, and we're on the escalator going down, and this escalator in the mall it's got nothing around it, so it's like freestanding escalator. Like you go onto the escalator and you descend from the second floor down to the bottom floor, right? But there's no like, you couldn't hop over the side and bail is what I'm trying to tell you, because you just fall one fucking story to the ground.
Oh my.
Okay, so we're going at the top of the escalator and we're about a quarter of the way down before I realize that there's a pile up of human people at the bottom of the escalator. What had happened was a fat elderly woman had fallen trying to get off the bottom of the escalator, and she was so huge that hardly anybody could like step around her, and she was just like struggling to get up and calling for somebody to help her. And it was just like everybody was just like pins, like bowling pins, just because the escalator wouldn't stop. So it was just a dog pile of people like rolling up at the bottom of this escalator. And we had this baby carriage, and it was like, what the fuck? We tried to go up. We couldn't go up. There's more people coming down. I mean, it was busy as fuck. So basically, we just had to like get down to the bottom of the escalator and then just step all over this woman holding the baby carriage up and over this poor woman.
Jesus.
Yeah. And that's I mean, the baby turned out just fine. No bumps, no bruises. Nobody tripped and fell and hurt themselves, but man, that woman was just, she was in a bad spot, and we didn't help. We just fucking left. It was pretty bad. Yeah. Somebody should have stopped the escalator, but I mean, there is no like emergency stop, you know?
Well, they should. They should have an emergency stop.
They should have one somewhere, but no civilian knows where the emergency stop is at. And it's not like they have it in bright red right on the side, you know.
I think they do nowadays.
They
I think
might.
a lot of the escalators do have like a little button. Oh man,
Yeah, that was wild.
that's
I'll never forget it, because like we even looked at each other at the time and was like, do we jump over the side, like to the
Right.
ground? Yeah, we had to make that calculation pretty fast, and ultimately it was just like, okay, we're just trampling all the people at the bottom. I mean, it wasn't just her
Oh,
we stepped on. We stepped on other people that were like falling over and stuff.
Jesus.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it might have been a different story if we didn't have a baby there. We probably could have just hopped over the side, but
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Sam, tell us about what kind of crazy story do you have about yourself?
I don't know, man. I don't think I have any.
Oh, come on. There's got to be something cool.
No, there's
You know,
nothing.
oh, nothing.
No, not this time. I'm not really thinking of any gems coming up.
Okay, no pressure. Um, so if you can't come up with something crazy and wild from the past, let me ask you this: what do you think in Tarkov? What do you think of the events that they've been running here lately?
What do I think about them?
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad. I didn't really get to experience the gas one because I haven't played the hideout, but I would have liked to experience it and see. The water one was really cool. I was around just now and like experienced it as I started playing. I was like, "What in the fuck?" And I couldn't get any water when I came out of raid, and it was really rough. Yeah. I like it. I would like to see them do more things like that. Right now, they have the different bosses in the resort, so it's a crazy thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
kind of weird, not being able to get water.
What do you mean?
Well, you said you come out of the raid and you're not able to get water.
Yeah, so they had an event. So BSG, they did a little tweet. They've been sending out tweets, and they have a
Tweet.
picture, a really cool looking picture that is all written in Russian Cyrillic language or whatever, and it's like some lore based, like in the game, um, based explanation as to why some economic event is happening in Tarkov, which is super cool. I think it's super cool. But let's see
Okay.
here.
Okay. All right. I thought of a good one, and I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay.
We'll segment back to it because I just came up with one, and it's nothing bad. And
Okay.
so I don't think I've ever told y'all this one either. It's
Oh,
a
I'm
good
ready.
one.
I'm ready. I'm
You ready
hyped.
for this one?
I'm
All right.
ready.
So my cousin lived up in Blyville, which is like a farming town up in northeast Arkansas. And I'm from like a bigger city, so I'm not used to that kind of thing or whatever, being out in whatever. But I do love fishing. So when we went up there, we would go fishing like every day. I was 14 years old, and we went to his pond and we were fishing, and he had like the biggest fucking spinnerbait, dude. I'm talking about, I don't know what kind of bass he was trying to catch in this fucking small pond with the size of the spinnerbait that he had. This fucking thing was like a fucking, like a deep sea fishing spinnerbait, it almost felt like. Or like,
He's trying to get those river monsters.
or he was trying to catch like what are those massive bass called that are in big lakes? I can't think of the name of them. You
Carp.
trot line for
Carp.
them. No, I can't think of the name of them. They're like
Big mouth bass.
fucking massive ass fish though.
Largemouth
And
bass.
yeah. And anyways, we were fishing and we're on the shore. We're not in a boat. So I'm standing next to him. Well, he's a fucking idiot. First off, I want to say that. Second off, he's like fishing straight forward. Well, then I guess he decides he wants to fish to the right. I'm standing to his left. No, it's the opposite. I'm sorry. I'm on his right, and he wants to fish to his left. So he pulls back to cast to his left. I'm standing on his right, and that spinnerbait grabs my fucking face, literally a centimeter away from my left eyeball. Like it grabbed my fucking all the skin and everything, like pierced it. Like I just got a new piercing.
Fuck.
And he started pulling on it like he was stuck in a tree, like ripping at it because he thought he got stuck in a tree behind him, dude. And it was my face. Oh, and like he like looks over at me because I'm like, stop, and he like looks over at me and this thing's hanging out of my face. It's this giant neon green spinnerbait with the the little dangly thing.
Yeah.
Because it has like the bait, but then the spinner on the other side of it. And it's in my face, man. And he like tries to come up to touch it, and it's so close to my eye that the blood is like made my vision go bad because it has gone into my eye.
Yeah.
From him ripping at it. And he like comes towards to touch me with some pliers, and I said, "Fuck you. Take me to the hospital." Oh man. And because that lake was fucking gross.
Did you get a headshot?
Oh yeah, I had the whole night. Dude, they took pictures of me and shit. It was so goddamn embarrassing. Like the doctors and they're like, "I'm sorry, man, but we have to take a picture of this." I was like, "Man, come on." They're like, "No, we have to."
Yeah, that's one of those days you walk in as a nurse or a doctor and you're like, okay, everything's, it's just normal day at the hospital. We got a broke leg over here. Whoa!
It was great. Like on the way there, I'm like really bad with blood because of a situation that happened with me. And on the way there, I was like queasy, and I had like looked over at this car, and they like looked at me, and they see this giant fucking spinnerbait with blood coming out of my head. Oh, it was good. It was good.
Oh man, they remember.
I actually have not been fishing to this day.
Since
then.
Oh,
and I love fishing. I fucking love fishing. I
was always worried about that too. Of going back for a cast and accidentally getting the hook stuck in the back of my ear or my head or something.
Dude,
yeah,
so close to losing my eyeball.
Yeah, I guess there's a technique that you go out to the side and then kind of cast or whatever. But I haven't been fishing, to learn that skill set. Oh man, that's horrible. That's great. That
was a beauty. The chef kiss.
Yeah, that's funny. Almost lost your eye fishing.
Mm-hmm. I've almost lost my eye a few times.
Man, we should go over some almost lost the eye stories a couple. Maybe next podcast.
Yeah, I could.
I think the only thing that I can think of is a cat slapping me in the face and getting close to my eye.
I've had a snowball thrown at me that scratched my cornea.
Oof. Oh man, I know. We used to be some shithead kids, and we'd have one of the motherfuckers in the group that would pack a little tiny pebble or a tiny rock in a snowball and throw it at you. Oh man.
Yeah,
you guys, well, don't make me feel wrong. You guys never done that before? You never had a snowball fight and have somebody pack a rock in there or talk about it at least?
I'm the other side of it, I guess.
Oh yeah, you're the kid that got hit in the eye with the rock pack snowball.
No, it was ice from it was just ice from the snowball or whatever.
Oof.
But yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would never do anything malicious like that.
Oh no, just blow up things in your backyard, yeah?
Yeah, but that doesn't hurt any other human being.
No, not yet. Where's some wood? You find some wood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry I had to eat a fucking granola bar. My medication was killing my stomach.
Oh no, you're good. I had to eat before then. I had some chicken noodle soup and a sandwich.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
With some we got this mustard that I guess it's like a high quality mustard. I don't really know.
But yeah,
All
back
to
the Tarkov thing, right? Like the events.
Yeah, So they've been like, I don't have Twitter. I probably need to go ahead and get it, but BSG's been tweeting out before there's ever an economic event that happens. They do a little lore-based tweet, and this latest one says this. It's written on a piece of paper like a note, and it says, Kolian, don't go to the resort. Rashala and his boys went there to discuss some business. Not worth risking it. If you want to buy drugs from Sanitar, it is better to wait it out. Come to the garages in the evening and grab a drink. So what that translates to the information that the player can glean from that is Rashala picked up shop from Customs and is now going to be at the resort and on Shoreline, that's not where he frequents. And there's apparently some person named Kolian, and he buys drugs from Sanitar. Don't know who Kolian is. But
that's a cool event.
Yeah, they've done that with every one of these events beforehand. I just don't have them all. So they did one when we had the water shortage. So it was called the Heat Wave event, where it was a forecast, and the forecast was there's going to be a heat wave hitting Tarkov, and it's going to be hotter than normal, leading to increased water consumption of the public and probably water shortages. So
I don't know about that one though.
For like 3 days, Therapist was completely out of water. She was completely sold out. You couldn't buy any water from her, and basically that meant that any drinkable thing. Oh wait, it also, you dehydrated faster in the raid. When you were in the raid, you dehydrated like at 150% instead of just 100%, whatever your normal rate is. So the whole player base was hit with mass dehydration problems that they had to solve, either by, instead of going to this place to get loot, now we need to go to this place where we can find food and water, and then put it on the flea market. So the prices of all those water hydration items skyrocketed on the flea market.
Like it sounds cool, and it definitely seems a little cool, but it also seems a little more tedious than I guess I would like it to be. I don't know.
I like it.
I mean, I like it. I
guess since I'm a lower level character and I don't have a lot of money, I don't have a lot of these things, and it's like, okay, now that's my mission. But for a guy that's been playing Tarkov for a little bit, he's got 4 or 5 cases full of food and water, so he has no problems at all.
Maybe, but what if he's like always relied on being able to buy water, right?
Yeah, now he's in the same boat. He's got to figure out how to get it.
I had to fucking figure that shit out. That shit was rough.
Yeah, I mean, it mixed up and it's not forever. It's only for like a week, maybe. But it changes the way, when you log in, it changes your priorities.
Yeah.
There was a time in Tarkov where the packs of cigarettes were worthless. And then they added barter trades for packs of cigarettes. So maybe if you cared about whatever it was you could trade for, maybe you started like picking up the Apollo cigarettes or something, or the Marbahos. But then they added the quest where you had to turn in packs of cigarettes. So then you were like, fuck, man, every time I find one of these packs of cigarettes, I need to save it, because, the chain smoker mechanic wants fucking 10 packs of each one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, having more mechanics in the game to where it's not just, oh, I need these items, oh, I need these items, oh, I need these items, and, you're just constantly going through and just looting up everything whilst maybe doing one of the quests as a side quest, but ultimately you're just grabbing up things to make money, to make better guns, or having a couple of these different mechanics, I guess, that you can get from your hideout. Yeah. Having a different thing to go and do whenever you log into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think whatever mixes it up, I think is good. I think it makes it more replayable, because even the people that play it all day long, eventually they're going to get bored. But if BSG throws a monkey wrench in their day, where all of a sudden you can't buy body armor right now because there's a major body armor shortage, well, now they've got to find another way to play the game. They want to continue to play it. They have to adapt, at least for a little while. And every time BSG has released an update and they've added mechanics or they've altered mechanics or whatever, we, the player base, have to recalibrate and readjust the way we play it. And maybe there's some growing pains and you bitch about it, but eventually it becomes the new norm, usually faster, sooner rather than later, and you move on with your day. And pretty soon we forget about things, the way it used to be, like no healing animations, or you
Yeah,
could
that
pick.
definitely keeps it fresh.
Yeah, I think the events are fucking spectacular. What happens
Yeah,
when you
I would like
log
to see
in?
more.
Yeah, I'd like to see more too. What happens when you log in and Ragman's on vacation for a week?
That'd be rough, man.
Yeah, all those body armors and
Yeah, and
everything you
bags.
find is going to be picked up off the ground. You're going to be repairing stuff, running into a raid with a 20 stat tier 6 body armor or something like that.
Some really low on armor points, you mean?
Oh yeah, low armor points, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And people are going to be dying left and right to everything.
Yeah, at least for a little while. I mean, I've been waiting for therapists to get sick. There's supposed to be an event where therapists get sick for a week and she will be unavailable.
That's gonna be wild, man.
Yeah, so then you won't be able to just buy meds. I think there's a couple of traders that do a barter trade for some medical item here and there. I think Jaeger's got maybe an IFAK kit and stuff like that, but largely, yeah. I mean, it'll really mix up the way you have to play the game.
I
So
don't
there's
even
no
know where's like really good spots for meds.
resort, shoreline.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
you go there and load up on shit.
Yep. So it'll make those spots that they've already put in the game that are you can find food and water around the food areas and interchange, or you can get meds in labs or whatever. It makes you start thinking, fuck, now I got to go there. I got to go there and survive with a bunch of these medical items, at least to fund my next 10 raids until this event's over. So instead of going to customs, you have to go to resort, or you have to go to labs or something.
Yeah, and get some stuff first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that for sure.
Yeah, I think it's plenty cool.
It keeps it spicy.
Yeah, keeps it spicy. Well, you guys got anything else to say?
I mean, I just hope we get some good content and some longevity out of New World. I definitely don't want to, walk into it and within a week have the entire player base just, with their arms up in the air. Hey, what next? And nothing. Amazon doesn't have anything to show for it. I definitely want to see some community come from New World. Which I'm pretty sure there's already a lot of community being thrown up, and a lot of different groups claiming that they're going to be around for a while. I just hope that they stay around and we just see it grow.
Oh, by the way, I think we're gonna be I'm not sure what faction we are, but I will not be. There's one I will not be.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be Syndicate.
I will not be the whatever the one.
Covenant.
Yeah, I will not be Covenant.
Why?
Yeah.
I just won't.
Oh, okay.
I played it the first time in beta, and it was just like too churchy for me. It's nothing bad. It's just I played it, so I know what it's like, and I don't really want to play it again. I'd rather be like Syndicate, which is all about science. And then the other one is Marauders, which is like the brawler, like the everybody kicks each other's ass type thing. So it's like religion, science, and brawlers are like the 3 different factions.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. And Syndicate's where I'm at, dude. They're like the science plague doctors. All about knowledge.
All about that medicine.
Knowledge.
All
You see
about
how I
that.
got all these cars? Knowledge.
What is that from?
Some guy. There's a meme or some guy, I don't remember his name.
Advertising
He's
some
on
bullshit.
YouTube.
Like he's got a fucking
Yeah,
some glasses, and he's
some
like,
pyramid scheme.
you want to see
you
how I
know?
got this Lamborghini in my garage?
You wanna know how I got all these cars? Knowledge.
Yeah, it's because I own an Encyclopedia Britannica set.
Hell yeah.
All you got to do is buy one of these Kirby vacuum cleaners. You got to buy 10 of them and sell them to 10 other people.
And send me all the profit.
Yeah, this is not your MLM multi-level marketing scheme at all. This is a brand new thing.
So
Not
whenever they did
pyramid.
the group or the faction challenge or whatever, the Syndicate did come out on top, and I was pretty excited about that, about Syndicate pushing for it. I was
Not on our server. Marauders steamrolled our server.
Yeah, but we were still prominent. I know Covenant didn't really have a foothold in too much of anything, but ultimately the Syndicate,
I mean, I'm down to go Marauders too. I just don't want to go Covenant because we went Covenant because that's what Nate wanted to do, and I just don't want to do it again. I'm like, meh. Meh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be Syndicate again. But I don't know if you guys want to do a US East again. We've kind of had some issues with US East, not even on New World, but some other games as well. With the player base being split, there's a kind of a language barrier. I'm not sure what they're doing with the servers for South America, but it looks like they have South American servers, but everybody in South America doesn't connect to those for whatever reason that they have or another, and then they connect to the US East servers. So what we've seen is people from Singapore, for some reason, are connecting to US East and South America, and then you've got a separation of the player base, a language barrier, and it's just kind of just makes things kind of rough sometimes.
Can you not just choose your server? I mean, how are these?
Yeah, you can choose your server.
Okay. So couldn't anybody at any time choose whatever server they want to go to?
Yeah, they can. But it seems like a massive population, like somebody saying, "Hey, let's go to US East."
I think you're bound to find a mixed language anywhere, man. Like if it's a game that's marketed towards multiple countries, you're gonna find people that speak different languages no matter what server it is you connect to. I think.
So, do you guys have a better connection to US East servers on whatever game or US West, since you guys are central?
I'll let Sins go first.
I know you don't really have a good connection to whatever server ever it is, but
I mean,
I know that a lot of places don't have US Central servers.
yeah, I don't think it really. I think, like he's saying, we're gonna find that anywhere, but I don't want to play on a West server just because there might be some people speaking a different language. But I don't think we should play on West. We have one person that lives out in the West, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Chapo.
So,
10 times
It
a day
would either be a
showers.
central or an east server. That's just like what it boils down to. I hate to say it, but it kind of is like when you live out there, then you're kind of, it sucks to suck, you know?
Sucks to suck. Sucks to suck when you have bad internet.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fucking bad. This shitty internet stuff is fucking killing me, man.
So why can't there's just no one wants to come out there and bring you internet?
That's correct.
What?
Nobody
Yeah, one day, man, right? One day.
Yeah, one day somebody will want to service me. I just need to get serviced, man.
Come on, man.
Man, don't we all? I can't remember the last time when I was serviced. Actually,
Oh,
mind.
Yikes.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying that out loud for anybody particular to hear. Yikes. Shitskis. Well, man, I think it's been pretty fucking fruitful.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I think this has been really good.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks
thanks for
having
pulling me over and having me. This was enlightening, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there might be more stuff that we could possibly learn from each other.
For show.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys both taking the time out of your day to connect here and us doing this podcast about the things that we like, the multimedia that we enjoy. And it's made me happy talking to you guys.
Me too, man. I really appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Quanix. And thank you too, Sins, wherever you are.
Wherever I am.
Yeah. I don't know. There's this song. I'll send it to you later. It's
We'll keep it mysterious.
Mysterious, yeah. There's a song I listen to. It's a dirty country song where he's like, I don't know who Calabash is, Miss Calabash, but he stops the middle of the song and he's like, and I want to. No, he goes, hi, my name is David, and these are my friends. I'd like to give you a very special thank you to Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. And then they go back into this. They go. Do you guys know who Miss Calabash is? No. And then they go right back into the hook of the song, which is, I'd like to fuck the shit out of you. Dun, 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 I'd like to fuck the shit out of you. Yeah, I'll send it to you later.
Nice. That's
yeah. Good. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a low-key song. It's one of those keep it on the DL.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. So, hey, I've been Protodead. Appreciate you guys listening and stopping by. Appreciate my guests for contributing. And catch you on the flip-flop.